my student, the student character I play, Grantaire, who is a pessimistic drunk who is reluctant to join the revolution. Oh man, he's such a great character. I love him. He's helped me understand that that this is, in the end, one of the more realistic, logical students. But I don't know, he's helped me understand the deeper parts of the students so that I can become him. There's a point in the end in which he says, will the world remember you when you're gone? And that was really poignant to me, because it kind of made me think about like the current situation in the world and how we're at war and all these soldiers are going over there, and will the world actually remember them when they die, and what did they die for? And it seemed his points, even though he was the comedic drunk in the whole thing, he actually had the most poignant lines to me.
For a lot of our students who live a very nice life, wrapping your head around being in a war and losing all of your friends who were standing beside you a day ago, that's very difficult to wrap your head around. This is set probably, you're talking almost 200 years ago in another country. It's very difficult for us to comprehend what life was like then.
These are real weapons that we're using. So you need to take that into consideration when you're shooting and all that kind of stuff. Even though you guys are using props, you still want to think of them like real weapons. It's going to help you with your interpretation of what you're trying to do, what you're trying to show.
All of these guns are on loan from Upper Darby. They are not ours. I do not want to break them. They are not for pretending they are lightsaber and that you're Darth Vader and that Dave is Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't want to see any of that. I don't want to see you smacking them on the ground. I don't want you to have them in your hands unless you need them.
At the end of the day, you're another day colder. And the shirt on your back doesn't keep out the chill. When the rotting chests hurry past, they don't hear the little ones crying, and the winter is coming on fast, ready to kill.
This is the 1777 French Charleville musket. It's the same gun that was used during the Napoleonic Wars, all the way into the French Revolution, which is what you guys are going to do.
I thought that was a great night. I mean, I couldn't tell you anything about firing a gun, no less a rifle from this time.
That was pretty cool. I liked seeing like when they shot outside and everything. That was pretty cool. And I actually do use on stage, like they showed us, like you have to bite the cap off and then like get the ramrod and stick it all down in the barrel and everything.
And make ready, full cock, take aim, we'll present, fire.
Got it?
Yeah.
Good. Is that the same type of gun? That's kind of heavy. This is a rifle. It's very heavy. Excellent.
It's an épée de soldat, which basically means a soldier's sword. It's not really sharp, it's more of a thrusting weapon, and actually, most of the time, the soldier probably never drew it.
Taught me how to use the gun and load it right, so I wouldn't look like an idiot putting the bullet in the cartridge, whatever it's called, but you have to put it down the muzzle.
Your best bet as far as with the props is to sort of look like you're doing something here, look like you're doing something here. Obviously you don't have ramrods, and then point it and shoot. You need to think about things coming at you. And you have to do all these actions we're going to show you in just a minute, while lots of noise, lots of balls are flying all around you. You have to kind of think of all that while you're going through the process.
So right in your shoulder. It's like, yeah, you got it, you got it.
A little too long.
We had no idea how to fire a musket before. Most of us had never even seen a musket before. I mean, I know I hadn't, but I mean, that's really going to help us during the show. Like during the battle scenes, when all the students have to fire these guns, and we would just look like idiots if they hadn't have come in and shown us what to do.
Now it's just really convincing because, you know, everybody's going through the whole motion, you know, loading every little thing, flipping every little switch, and it just looks great now.
It really got the kids involved in it, took us outside, showed us what it was like to fire it. I think the kids really got a sense of what that kind of warfare was like. So I thought that was really invaluable in terms of our battle scenes.
Everybody back inside. We got to block a war. Thanks so much. Thank you. Thanks for coming in. There's another purpose to this. You've got to get that diction so that the audience understands what's happening. I'm not buying that my guys have been at sea for months or years. Make your part and everything that you're doing totally and completely believable so that they're drawn in and don't notice the passage of time.
You could just tell from Mr. Engel, as soon as we started, he was a lot more serious about it.
Oh yeah, he was so hardcore.
Stephanie, I don't want you to come in with them. I don't want you to come in with them. I want you to come in from behind Lana. And I want you to wait until just as she's about to sing about you, and I want you to cross in front of her.
He tends to pick out things in me that nobody else notices. Like he'll tell me to do something, you know, he'll tell me there's something wrong with a little bit of something, you know, something I did, something has an error in it, and, you know, he'll tell me to change something small, and it ends up completely fixing like half the show for me, and he's just really good at amending my character to be a lot more.
You know, you put your hand on Chris and Tom as you go by. So near, it's stirring the blood in their veins, and yet beware. You're gonna have to come over here. Don't let the wine go to your brain. For the army we fight is a dangerous foe. Now you're in front. Now you're in charge of this place.
If we're giving a certain amount, he can push us to do more and more and more and more, and that's just kind of what he has helped us with through the whole show.
He's basically saying, embody who you are. You are like no longer Joel Schwab. You are now Eponine. And he's really just taught me to take that character and just be her, just be. Basically, I think would be his philosophy some of the time.
I am agog, I am aghast. Is Marius in love at last? I have never seen him, ooh, and I
just have a lot of fun. I really like the kids. As I said before, it's a great group of kids to work with. You know, and theater is not, you kind of have to expose yourself to be an actor.
Yeah, that was a speech. Yeah, and Jill cheated.
I know Jill cheated. I don't have a doubt that Jill cheated. I will get Jill later, don't worry.
And yeah,
I will have a special time with Jill. And
I'll run an extra one right now for one.
It's not an extra one, Jill. It's the one that you owe me.
Make her run for
I'm not even sure that you ran 3. I know that you got 2. I'm not sure about 3. So
Through some of those rehearsals, you get to know a lot more about kids than maybe you normally would. Because there are times when I ask some personal questions to try to drive at that emotion. And you learn some things that as a normal teacher on an everyday level you might not get to know. And it serves 2 purposes. It helps us drive the character forward and drive the show forward, but at the same time lets us get to know each other a little better and a little, you know, have a little deeper of a relationship so that we have that connection. It's nice. I mean, like I said before, this is really like, I view this like a family. And with the amount of time that we spend together through a production, you don't really have much other choice than to really get to know each other.
Mr. Engel, he always has a vision.
he knows what he wants, and he's gonna work with you until you get it. He'll make you like run outside in the cold, or you know, but no matter how like extreme his tactics can be, they always work out. And I've just been so close with him as like my years at PW have progressed since he's been the director all 4 years. Yeah, he's just a really great man.